Did you know that poor dietary practices can be alarming for your pregnancy? It's also perilous for your baby. In fact, in a study, about 60% pregnant women were found to have poor dietary practices. As you might have already known, inadequate intake of vitamins and minerals affects your child. For example, you need double the amount of iron that a non-expecting woman needs. Iron deficiency not only makes you anemic, but it can also put you at risk of premature delivery and low birth baby weight. But that's just for iron. Imagine how much of a havoc could inadequate intake of other nutrients cause. We know how much your baby's health matters to you, so we decided to meet Dr. Ishi Khosla, a practicing clinical nutritionist and author of 4 renowned books, to discuss some do's and don'ts. Dr. Ishi Khosla is also the founder of the Celiac Society of India and the founder of the weightmonitor.com app. She'll guide us a little as to what you must keep in mind and help us figure eating right during pregnancy.
Well, pregnancy is a very, very critical time for both the mother and the offspring. And it's important that the mother's body is well prepared even before she's pregnant. So a very well nourished mother will have far better outcomes than otherwise. And we do know that there are complications in mothers who are not who are anemic or who have other deficiencies. And what happens to the mother after the pregnancy is even much more grave. A lot of this impacts the growth of the baby in the womb and also the time of gestation and not only now but also later in life. Which means if the mother is not eating well, if the baby is too small or the baby is too large, it can affect the health of the baby in later life. What is more important is what you're eating. There is, in fact, for the first 3 months, hardly any increase in caloric requirements and weight gain also very minimal. Maybe after the second and the third trimester, the caloric intake goes up or should go up by 300 calories only, which is not a whole lot. So it's important that we don't overeat. When what we need to worry about more than calories is what we are eating. Are we getting all the nutrients? Are we getting the right food groups? And how we are feeling. If we are feeling sick, nauseous, there is something that the body is telling us. Some amount of nausea and sickness is absolutely normal. But if it is persisting beyond the first 3 months, it is time to look into what you're eating, and something may obviously be bothering you. You could be having a food sensitivity, and commonly we find grains, particularly like wheat and sometimes even dairy, are issues with pregnant women. So do need to address those things. Otherwise, a hearty portion of vegetables, which everybody knows, green leafy vegetables. And what really is not much talked about is the intake of healthy fats. It is important. Most women actually do not take enough or adequate quantities of good fats because of the fear of extra weight gain. The point to be remembered is that healthy fats go a long way in not only nourishing the mother but the baby and giving the baby brain food at this time. So for brain development, it's good to take a special kind of fats called the omega-3 fats, which are found in fish, which are found in several nuts like walnuts, and in green leafy vegetables, in seeds, etc. And of course, virgin coconut oil and ghee, extra virgin olive oil. These are all great sources of good fats. And nut butters, almond butter, peanut butter, all of these are again good sources of fats, which must be taken generously. Tea and coffee are best avoided, particularly coffee. Mild cups of tea, if you tolerate, it's fine. But caffeine is certainly not the best during pregnancy. Iron, of course, is given as a supplement, but foods which will help include iron absorption include vitamin C and amla, and plenty of vegetables like green leafy vegetables, beetroot and carrot juice, and anar is an excellent source of blood building nutrients. Seafood, it depends on where it is from, and it can be contaminated with certain toxins. It can also be having heavy metals. So while we know it is a source of omega-3, it's best left to not more than twice a week. So my advice to everybody who's listening is to add calcium and magnesium, but do it under supervision of a qualified professional. And the myth here is that you don't need milk to provide you with calcium. You can get calcium from even plant sources. Green leafy vegetables, sesame seeds, and broccoli, kale are all good sources of calcium. If you are lactose intolerant, you can get your calcium from these foods. In India, we have a whole range of plant protein, right from all the dals. We have so many varieties of dals. We have so many varieties of beans, legumes, and chickpeas. Plus, of course, those who can have dairy, and all the nuts and seeds are also good sources of protein. So I don't think we have, a dearth of protein sources. And some grains which are now available, like quinoa, also are good sources.